Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron Show right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio, and a good day to you, sir. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. You too, ma'am. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming. I can speak. Man, I'm so giddy. We got bowling tonight. I can't even keep my line straight. Online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming. Free always. Don't miss anything. You do miss something, it's all right. We got you covered. All 3 hours going to be posted both on iTunes and in our own audio vault. Feel free to email the show if you like, JCS at 979ESPNradio.com. You can find me on Twitter at JCameronShow. WTSM app works for your mobile devices, and we're on YouTube. Type in ESPN Tallahassee, and you can watch us doing radio.
You ever have issues where, like, gremlins take over the volume levels in your headphones, yet you just talked to me through the microphone, or I just talked to you?
Yeah, we were just cutting a commercial a moment ago, and I could hear you fine, and the levels weren't,
They just went down. I didn't touch a thing.
That's weird. Where'd you get the Florida State beanie, the little Christmas
cap
like
there?
Yeah, I just now saw it.
I'll be wearing this for the bowling tourney tonight.
All right. You think it's going to give you good luck?
I don't know.
148? No, I said 140.
138.5 is the over-under. I don't know. I'm not feeling too good right now. I got to get geared up mentally.
You got time, man. You know, you don't want to play the game before the game has to be played. Got to keep that adrenaline in check.
That's why you do your work on Monday and Tuesday, so that Wednesday you don't have to think.
So many people to thank right at the outset of the show. I'm going to start with all of the people participating and those that aren't, that came by and contributed to the cause.
Or signed up and were not selected this year.
That's right. If you got signed up and you weren't selected, sorry. We do keep that completely on the up and make that fair. And so I get a lot of people say, hey, man, Cameron, can you help me out? I really can't. I can't. In fact, because I'm tempted to do that, I don't do the picking. I'm not at fault. That's Tom Lang's fault. So
it's Matthew's fault.
All right, there you go. Matthew didn't. You gonna blame Markeith? There you go. That's how this
Intern
works.
Markeith's
That's
fault.
right. Intern Markeith screwed this up. So you'll have to find Markeith. He's a big dude, though. All you can do is yell at him.
R. Vitrano at 979ESPNradio.com. R. Vitrano.
All right. So anyhow, the people who signed up, the people who contribute, the people who want to help us out. Every year we do this bowling tournament. It's one of our favorite events, if not our favorite event, period. Because it's a good side of Tallahassee. I'll tell you that right now, man. It shines a light on all the good people that live in this here community and their willingness to help out. Kids who otherwise wouldn't be getting Christmas gifts do, because you guys do participate in this every year, and you bring your 2 gifts and or your gift cards. I mean, we've had people just drop off bikes, money. I mean, it's crazy, and it always warms the heart. Really does. Gets me in the seasonal mood, if you will. I get excited about Christmas again, and I'm reminded of the goodwill that's out there. So thanks to everybody. And we have some people that we should mention right at the beginning. Gordo's provides the food. We thank you, Gordo's. We thank you, Eddie. We thank you, Dan, and everybody over at Gordo's. Of course, I know that staff really well. They're all tremendous people. Food's delicious, and they do a great job, and they're feeding us again this year.
Yeah, no doubt. And the folks at Hobbit American Grill will make it worth the winner's while with some gift cards for each of the members of the winning team. So, we present you with the pins, because Crenshaw gives us some pins, and so we spray painted the winners gold, and then you get some gift cards.
Silver pins?
Yeah, we do have runner-up pins this year.
All
so
right,
there you go.
Silver pin action.
Silver pin.
Our friend Bob texted me yesterday and said, unfortunately, he's injured. He has somehow hurt himself, and he will not be able to participate in the event. I called him a name and wished him well.
You mean Bob on the team that usually wins every year?
Can't give it a go. There's a weakness. Now, what we needed was Joey not to be able to play.
Yeah, that's correct.
Because, he's from Minnesota. They don't ever go outside, so he's really good at darts and bowling.
Yes, pool, whatever.
Anything indoors,
Indoor
he's pretty
games.
good at, yeah. If it required you to be an actual athlete, he couldn't do it. But indoors, you're good to go.
I mean, have you seen him golf?
He actually played really well.
He's good.
Last time.
Yeah, I know.
He's played pretty well.
Why it's a joke.
So anyhow, that said, we'll go over there tonight at Crenshaw Lanes. Thanks to Crenshaw Lanes and Florida State University, who hosts this every year and has been for a long time now.
I'd be interested to talk to Mike tonight over at Crenshaw Lanes, because they're getting a huge renovation over at the Oglesby Union. Over $100 million worth of renovations being done in the next year. This was
crazy. What are they doing?
Just announced in the last week. I saw the student paper wrote a big piece on that. And so I don't know what exactly Crenshaw is going to look like this time next year.
Probably better.
Yeah, they just did renovations a couple of years ago. It looks pretty damn nice.
I like it when it's run down. I feel like bowling alleys should always look a little shaky. Like all bowling alley, any bowling alley you've ever walked into, you think, well, this is shaky.
There is one about 5 minutes or fewer from Crenshaw that you walk in and
like,
you know,
Lord.
half the lanes work.
Oh, and people get shot. Yeah,
well,
it's the bowling alley.
Maybe,
I mean, that's what happens. I had my bike stolen from the Tropicana bowling alley in St. Pete.
You get a pitcher of beer and you're not sure if the pitcher's been cleaned,
right?
Or B,
but you take your chances.
You know the line hasn't been cleaned, so you can't see through the beer.
No, it's nasty. You don't feel good the next day.
But it was only $2.
And you always have fun. Always have fun. When you go bowl, you think, I should bowl more. Then you never do. That's how bowling works.
An undergrad, we would go fairly often.
And I went all the time when I was there.
They had quarter shoes, quarter hot dogs, and quarter drafts.
Well, so you were feeding yourself and getting drunk on Crenshaw is what you were for like $4.
And taking 10 years off of my life with the hot dogs that are only a quarter.
Butts and lips, that's what you get in a hot dog.
Wasn't a Crenshaw. I should note that. Crenshaw has always had a higher standard.
Yeah. They're not serving butts and lips. But I'm telling you, so listen, by the way, that's true about bowling, right? Everybody that goes tonight, we all go over there. We get the gifts for the kids. Guardian Glidem comes over. It's a blast. And then we all leave going, we should do this more often. And we don't do it until we go back to Crenshaw next year for the bowling tournament. And damn it, we should stop doing that.
No, and you know who laments this more than anybody is Bill from the corner pocket.
Well, he's going to bring it up again tonight. He's pissed. He's been
when are
trying
we
to
doing
get
our league?
It's
been 5 years we've been talking about doing our league.
Longer than that, I think. He's been bringing this up. Whenever I see him, he's like, we're going to do the league this year?
Last year, he was just angry. So, I'll bring it up, but nobody was going to want to do it.
Well, my kids are older now. I think I'm in now. You've got no excuse.
That's the response every year. I say I'm in every year, but no, it would just be me and Bill, which is fine, but,
I'm in this year.
Okay. He heard that and went, yeah, right. Continued on his drive.
Willie Taggart has hired an assistant coach. All right. That works for me. I've been waiting, and now it's happened. And Telly Lockett is our new running backs coach, also known as a guy who recruits. That's what running backs coaches do. It's really, not about teaching anybody how to run. As Jimbo liked to point out back in the day, that if he has to recruit a running back and teach him how to run, he's probably not the guy he needs to be recruiting. So, for the most part, that's where you house your great recruiters, or at least one of them. And that position is filled, and our first position on the staff is now known. He coached with Willie at USF for 3 years before he was hired at Oregon State in 2015. So he comes back to Florida, which is where he calls home. By the way, this is a great recruiter in South Florida, because if you look now, he coached Devonta Freeman. He coached Dalvin Cook at Miami Northwestern High School. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the hire.
Kind of interesting that he went to the Pacific Northwest before Willie Taggart did, and then they're both coming back home to Florida together. They went to separate schools. Just kind of weird how that works.
All I care about is the guy that has connections to Miami Central is now here at Florida State. Those are good inroads.
Yeah, and one thing that he did for USF, he was the primary recruiter of Quentin Flowers. So, they're still reaping the rewards of a prospect that he pulled off the trail himself.
Yeah, so it's exciting. We knew what we knew. We knew Willie Taggart. Part of this hire was, the idea behind it was that Willie, first of all, is younger, right? You wanted to go younger, not older. Jimbo's not old, but he's not young. He's 52. So at the time we thought, okay, we don't want to go older. Let's go younger. We did. That helps in recruiting, presumably. In addition, you knew he would hire, and he's a very good recruiter, other really good recruiters. And right off the bat, he's now done that. So that's exciting.
Apparently, Dalvin and Devonta went to Miami Central, and you've got Miami high school, recruitniks angry.
Oh, did I screw that up?
It's not Northwest, it's Central.
Sorry, Miami Central. Sorry.
Whatever. The area where the kids are good.
He was the OC at Miami Northwestern High School is where I screwed that up. Miami Central High School. Is that what I said, right?
I guess. I don't know.
They
care about that down there.
Anything at all about any of those high schools, except that they produce really good players that we need to be able to reach out and get to come to Florida State. So forgive me if you went to one of those schools and you're proud of your alma mater. I got you. Great. Whatever. Connections to South Florida. That's what we got with this hire.
Miami Eastern, St. Thomas Bemis,
whatever. Doesn't matter. They're like, it does matter. They're different schools, Jeff. I got you. Good Lord. Somebody in the office is about to die. That's it. Maybe it's somebody's come calling after the slip up there. I'm just pleased that we now have a coach to go out and bring in recruits.
Get some anthrax mail?
People on the air can't hear that.
I wonder if they could.
You know what today is? Today is one of my favorite days, not just because of the bowling, but also because in the second hour of today's program, we're going to go ahead and check on that bowl swag.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Check on that bowl swag. Hey, guys, I got a bet for you. If you like to cash in on Big Daddy Jeff's selections, as I'm known in the betting world, Big Daddy Jeff. I've got you.
That's uncomfortable.
Hey, Big Daddy. Hey, how's everybody doing today? Good, Big Daddy. So this is what I got for you, all right? Big Daddy's giving you one.
Big Daddy likes a vodka and Coke, room temperature. No, that's what he drinks.
Big Daddy, no, vodka and Coke.
You having a vodka and Coke, Big Daddy? No ice cubes.
Who mixes vodka and Coke?
Big Daddy Jeff does.
I do not. No, I'm Big Daddy Jeff. I'm not mixing that. No. Give you a scotch clean, scotch neat, maybe a craft brew or two. Anyhow, Big Daddy is here to tell you, take the under. You can get it right now on 100 home runs hit by the combination of Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. Take the under.
Take the under? Okay.
Oh, yeah. The over, it came out. You can get it now, and it's going to move. You watch. You can get it, go under 100. They're not going to hit 100 home runs. That's crazy person talk. They're not going to. They could. They could. But I'm saying they won't.
If they were both the lefty version of themselves, yes, you would take the over, wouldn't you?
Well, if
that ballpark?
If Stanton ever could stay healthy, you know, he's only played over 120 games 3 times in his career.
Wow.
He misses a gazillion games.
That feels right, though.
He's never on the field. So, anyhow, he's going to get hurt. And, you know, I mean, if you think about the first half of last year, Judge hit a gazillion home runs, but he cooled off considerably once the league got a book on him. I imagine it's going to be a little bit interesting going into next season to see, I mean, a guy who strikes out incessantly, now they have a book. It'll be interesting.
Over under 37 home runs for Stanton next year.
Big Daddy says over 37.
Big Daddy says
over 37.
Get him that vodka and Coke.
Yeah, over 37 because in that Little League ballpark they play in the Bronx, you can accidentally hit 37 home runs, even if you're not a home run hitter.
Well, if he decides you had to hit the ball the other way, I mean, there's 15 home runs right there.
Well, that guy can hit the ball at any park, so in fairness to him, I mean, but it's a ridiculous ballpark. So you're going to give him probably 12 home runs that would only be 8 home runs that would only be home runs in Yankee Stadium.
Again, if he was a lefty, that would be 22 home runs. That would only be a home run at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah,
see Curtis Granderson's career.
Yeah, crazy. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Landowners, only Mahindra, the makers of the toughest utility vehicles on earth, can give you the best year-end deal on earth. So let us show you how to get tax savings on your new Mahindra XTV and get cash back and savings up to $2,500 on select clearance models. Plus, get a free roof and Mahindra's 3-year warranty.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough, I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack. We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Friday through Sunday only. Just $5 gets you started leasing to own top brands in furniture, electronics, and appliances. Yes, just $5. And in true Aaron spirit, there's no credit needed and delivery and setup are free. Make your holiday a jolly one. Get started with just $5 at participating Aaron stores this Friday and Saturday or at aarons.com this Friday through Sunday. Just $5 gets you started during Aaron's Jolly Days. Transaction advertises a rental purchase agreement. Some restrictions apply, so see store for details.
This Christmas season, when you buy any golf cart at TNT Supercenter in Thomasville, they'll deliver it for free. That's right, free delivery within a 50-mile radius of Thomasville and TNT Supercenter. That includes Tallahassee and Valdosta. You know what? It gets even better. This Christmas season, when you purchase your cart at TNT Supercenter, you'll receive holiday discounts up to 30% off on all your accessories. We're talking major discounts on wheels, tires, lifts, seats, you name it, on everything you need to customize and personalize your new golf cart. TNT Supercenter has new carts, pre-owned carts, club car and Yamaha carts, even Star EV carts. And when you buy today at TNT Supercenter, they'll deliver it for free within a 50-mile radius of Thomasville. You listen in Valdosta? Did you hear me, Tallahassee? Free delivery on over 150 carts in stock with huge discounts on accessories. Only at TNT Supercenter, US 19 South, next to the Dairy Queen in Thomasville. View inventory and pricing at TNTSupercenter.com.
Tallahassee loves the corner pocket as much as a crystal ball winning catch.
He's looking, he wants it to the end zone. It's Benjamin! Touchdown! With 13 seconds left.
The 97.9 ESPN radio special is a must-have every Monday and Wednesday at the corner pocket. 10 mouth-watering wings, a fresh side of fries, and a chilled domestic pint of beer are just $9.79 all day long. Be sure and try the fish blend of sauces, a true wing eater's favorite. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
He's gone!
Home of Trivia Tuesday, Beer Bingo Thursday, and the daily $7.99 lunch special.
Get your weekend started right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Saturdays at 6 a.m. with Fishing Florida Radio. Listen to the three amigos, Boudreaux, Steve Chapman, and Captain Mike Ortega as they catch you up to speed on what's new and biting in the North Florida region. Big-time guests, celebrities, interviews, and 3 hours of the fishing info you need. Fishing Florida Radio is brought to you by Sea Quarters Marina off Highway 98 in Carabel. Sea Quarters Marina, your full-service marina, and presented by Hobbit American Grill, locally owned and operated since 1978.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Yes, indeed, we do have new sound bites for the Bowl Swag segment, Kurt. Yeah, I like that. What did I say? He'd be running backs coach? He is running backs coach, isn't he? Do we have conflicting data as to whether or not he's a running backs coach or a tight ends coach?
I think it's running backs, but I'll run it down.
Feldman, I think, or some fake Feldman maybe.
There's a lot of openings on the staff. It could be anything right now.
Well, the way I look at it is my tight ends coach and my running backs coach are almost one and the same. They're a recruiting guy. That's what they are. They're there to recruit. So I should get it right, so let's double check it. But the point would be that he is on staff. We finally hired our guy, and I'm excited about that. It'll be interesting to see after the 16th, like we talked about on yesterday's program, how quickly this all gets worked out. Once Jim Leavitt's announced, right? If, in fact, that's going to be the case.
Well, again, every day that goes by and Oregon does not announce a contract extension is another day it's more likely that, Florida State is going to land the services of Jim Leavitt.
Let me tell you, we were excited about those new sound bites, I might add, because we had an opportunity to go grab from other movies that we thoroughly enjoy, and it allowed we worked in a Well, should I give it away? I don't want to give it away. You worked hard on this, right?
I mean, I found a couple of bites that over the years we've laughed at in the studio, and I thought, well, why don't we isolate them down for today's purposes?
What's a sport? I got to ask this question earlier in the week, and I didn't answer it. What's a sport that we never talk about that you wished you had played and or we could talk about more? Maybe one or the other, both perhaps. Got one? There really isn't one.
Sorry, I was looking up the Teddy Lockett, what's he going to Coach Gate 2017.
What's a sport that we don't talk about that you wish you had played and or we talk about more on the air? We're not going to be able to do a whole lot of hockey, but we do talk hockey, so you can't say hockey. What would be the sport? I got asked earlier this week about that. I thought it was an interesting question.
I played a little bit of hockey. I wish I played more tennis. I enjoyed tennis.
But you don't want me to talk about it on the air. You just wish you played more?
Yeah. So the stipulation is you have to talk about it more?
No, you don't have to. I'm just kind of trying to get a feel for it. I do bring up tennis on the air. Not a lot. I know where the bread's buttered.
I mean, I don't want you to talk about it on the air, but, if I played water polo, I'd be in immense physical condition.
Water polo's awesome.
Yeah. I roomed with a bunch of water polo players in Iona. Those guys are no joke, man.
Well, they're in incredible shape. And water polo looks fun as hell. Just playing our own little pickup games of water polo over the years at big pools, like with friends, just playing water polo, but we're not really playing water polo. We're playing a version of water polo that involves beer and the ability to touch the bottom of the pool. Which is the opposite of what?
Yeah.
But you're running around in water throwing
the
ball towards a net. Yeah, it seems like a fun deal. Water polo looks fun.
No, I'm telling you, those guys had the metabolisms. They could eat whatever they wanted because they just go swim all damn day long.
Well, we bring this up all the time, man. If you swim, if you're actually a swimmer or you're doing something active in a pool a lot, you're in incredible shape because swimming's freaking hard. It is really hard. You think about our buddy Bill, who trains us whenever we do bother to go over there, and has got his new place over there off of Railroad Square.
The old Frequency XP project.
Yeah, well, what I'll tell you about him is that when he was training for, and he's in good shape, he was training for, I think, a triathlon of sorts, and he was trying to swim, and he said, man, I got to stop all this swimming. It's killing me. I can't do this.
And he's in incredible shape.
Swimming is freaking hard.
Go see Bill before you go to Proof. That way you can have an extra beer at Railroad Square Art Park,
Good times regarding that, by the way. So
it's just conflicting information on Lockett. He's going to be an offensive assistant. Tomahawk says running backs. Feldman says tight ends. Who cares? He's going to be on the staff. We'll figure it out.
And I just had 3 people say he's a running backs coach, and then 2 people write and respond, no, tight ends coach. I'm going to let you guys argue about that, all right? I'm not arguing about it. Bowl season begins this weekend. Your long wait is over. We'll have an opportunity to watch some of these games again. No Redemption Thursday tomorrow. So the wagers for these games are going to take place on Friday. I'll give you my list of the bowls. You doing the number pool? The number wager?
Yeah, the confidence
pool?
Yes, I am.
It's not a number pool at all. It's called a confidence pool, Jeff. Mm-hmm. You should know that. Yes, you're doing a confidence pool. Got to do the confidence pool.
The daily confidence level.
Do you know, and this is funny, it's a very unique situation. I talked to a guy today that I used to work with in radio that I think who is a Florida State guy, and we were just talking about what we thought Willie Taggart was going to do and what the season looked like, and we were kind of, I guess, trying to predict when that staff would be complete. And one of the things that occurred to me in the midst of all this is that it took me a second to really even realize that who we were playing in our bowl game. I don't think that's ever happened since I've been doing this show. It certainly hasn't happened. And I don't know at any point previous since I got locked into football that I really was that indifferent about a bowl game. Because this is such a unique set of circumstances, the team that earned this bowl game, which I'm glad they did to keep the streak alive, is no longer coached by that guy, and that guy is gone. And with him, I feel like this team kind of, oddly enough, went, or my concern level for it. But that's not fair because there's tons of these guys that are going to be a part of the team next year under Willie Taggart. And yet maybe I'm blaming them for the messy ending to Jimbo Fisher's career. I think that's what it is. I'm projecting on this group of kids the messy ending to Jimbo's time here.
But it's not their fault. It's not their fault at all.
It, of course, is not their fault.
Being Captain Obvious for a second. I would think a challenger for that title, though, would be the 2012 UNI Orange Bowl, right?
Well, I went to that game.
But for level of caring and investment in the bowl game, you didn't care about that game at all. We didn't achieve our goals. We were pissed because we lost to NC State on the road and turned the ball over 5 times against Florida. And our reward for winning the ACC was what? UNI and the Orange Bowl. Whoop-de-doo. That game was never in doubt the moment it was announced.
The only thing I cared about that game was that it is the Orange Bowl. It is still a significant bowl. It's like, I know I say and talk about a lot of these games are, in fact, glorified exhibitions if you're not in the playoff. But there is a tie. I still feel a tinge of nostalgia for the Orange Bowl. I like winning Orange Bowls. So last year when we won the Orange Bowl, it was cool to beat Michigan. It didn't really mean much, but you won an Orange Bowl title. I don't know why, but that's on that list. The Cotton Bowl's on that list. Obviously the Rose Bowl. You would say the Sugar Bowl. For strange reasons, we'll get into this for a second. I feel like if you win the Sugar Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Outback Bowl, the Cotton Bowl. That's about it. Everything else, I don't really care all that much.
The Outback Bowl?
I don't know why.
That's usually like
the SEC
Big Ten.
and the Big Ten.
Yeah, but it's like Big Ten 4 against SEC 5.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Okay.
They have had some incredible games over the years in the Outback Bowl. For whatever reason, those games tend to be awesome.
That's 100% true. And also, I believe this is true, and maybe our listeners know this better than I, but didn't that game used to kick off in the morning on New Year's Day?
Well, here's why that's
I thought
awesome.
It was a 10 a.m. kick back in the day.
It might be, but here's what I do know. It's always in the middle of the afternoon, like noon or whatever, or it used to be. Because, if you recall, former Detroit Lion linebacker.
Yeah, Spielman.
Chris Spielman turned color analyst one year, was doing the color. I think it was for Iowa versus Iowa's always in the damn Outback Bowl. It was like Iowa, South Carolina, or Iowa,
Round
Florida,
7.
or whatever it was. And my man looked like death warmed over. Clearly had himself a good time on New Year's Eve, because that guy was sweating profusely at noon with that faraway look on his face, like, I've just got to get through this. I swear to God, if you let me get through this, dear Jesus, I'll never drink again. That was the look on his face when they went to, like, him and Sean McDonough. Sean was welcoming everybody to Tampa, and Spielman sitting next to him just sweating, staring off like, oh, my God, I'm about to projectile vomit.
Happy New Year's, everybody, from Tampa, Florida. Another matchup of the Big Ten and the SEC, South Carolina and Iowa. Chris Spielman alongside. Your thoughts on the game today? Oh, well, that's absolutely right, Sean.
What a great game this should be.
Yeah.
These two coaches, Sean, every year put together top-flight defenses, and this year's no different.
More from Tampa in a moment. This is the Outback Bowl.
My man's guzzling water during the break. Somebody get me an IV. He needed one of those travel IV stands they have in New Orleans and Vegas and places like that.
They had it here for a while. There was a company that did that.
They're out of business?
Well, I don't know. Maybe not.
Oh, you don't want to give them love.
No, that's not even the case. I haven't seen them promoting.
They were traveling ones? Because the Thrive Hydration place is just like located there.
They would drive to your house.
What?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Jeff Cameron, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Landowners, only Mahindra, the world's #1 selling tractor, can give you the #1 year-end deal. Let us show you how to get tax savings on the toughest tractors on earth and get up to $7,400 in discounts along with Mahindra's 7-year warranty. Plus, get an Emax 22 with mid-mower for just $134 a month.
TNT. I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough. I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
Appreciation on your 2017 tax return. Plus, all new Kraft Nissans come with our exclusive lifetime warranty and 2 years or 20,000 miles of free oil changes. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. Price includes dealer preparation charge.
Football is here, Tallahassee, and if you're not watching the games at Tallahassee's favorite hangout, the Fourth Quarter Bar and Grill on North Monroe Street, you're missing out. With over 28 TVs, you'll never miss a second of the action. Kick your week off with Monday Night Football, where you'll get 2-for-1 wells, calls, and drafts all night long. Then there's Tuesday Night Trivia with Professor Jimmy. Go win yourself some money. What about lunch? Weekdays, pick from over 20 menu items for just $7.50, including a drink. What you doing for Thursday Night Football? How about the Fourth Quarter, where you'll get 225 domestic drafts, 275 domestic bottles, and $4 Jaeger bombs. No weekend would be complete without Bubbles and Brunch. From 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., get all the mimosas and Bloody Marys you can drink and a breakfast for $18.99. Can you say Uber? Knowles, Bucks, Jags, or Finns, no matter who your favorite team is, take it to 2033 North Monroe Street and watch them at Tallahassee's favorite football hangout, the Fourth Quarter Bar and Grill.
WarChant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source, knows now is a time of true excitement for Nole fans everywhere. That's why WarChant.com is especially proud to announce its newest team member, senior writer Corey Clark. Combine Corey's expertise with owner Gene Williams and managing editor Ira Schoffel, and WarChant.com boasts nearly 50 years of experience covering the team you love. It's Taggart time in Tallahassee, and that means now is the perfect time to sign up for your free 30-day trial. From National Signing Day to March Madness, WarChant.com is your ultimate Seminole sports source.
Can't decide between fresh steak, seafood, or wings? Well, Miller's Ale House on Appalachia Parkway has it all. From center-cut sirloin and original pastas to fresh salads and favorites like Miller's Signature Zingers, tossed in your favorite sauce. Miller's Ale House has a full-service bar featuring more than 75 beers, plus wine and liquors. Bring the family to watch the big game inside or on their covered patio on one of over 60 HD TVs. However you come to relax, you will have a good time and great food at Miller's Ale House on Appalachia Parkway.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Kevin Winter. Baseball's winter meetings continue today in Disney World, and the Miami Marlins salary dump continues as well. First it was Dee Gordon, then it was Giancarlo Stanton. Now there's been a trade for outfielder Marcell Ozuna. He's been traded to the Cardinals. This, according to multiple reports, SiriusXM was the first to have it. Ozuna spent his entire 5-year career with the Marlins. Now, granted, he only earned $3.5 million this past season, but he is arbitration eligible this offseason, and he hit .312 with 37 home runs and 124 knocked in. All told, Ozuna will not be eligible for free agency until the end of the 2020 season at the earliest. Also at the winter meetings, the Diamondbacks, they say they're willing to talk about potentially moving Zach Greinke and his salary. This, according to Buster Olney. The Texas Rangers are interested. The Diamondbacks say they have no interest in being a salary dump. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers medically cleared to play this Sunday. Now Mike McCarthy says the next step, actually preparing him to play against Carolina.
Last year, 781 people lost their lives in a drunk driving-related crash in the month of December alone. Don't become this year's statistic. Keep your seasons bright by being smart behind the wheel. Drive sober or get pulled over.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
With no cheese.
Thanks for the emails, guys. You've had several been thrown my way. The vetting process of the email is showing that you guys have had a lot to offer lately, because I am now catching up and find that I'm behind on some of these things. And by the way, Tom, this is a good one. We'll want to weigh in on this together. William writes, love the show and the honest evaluation of the program. Was listening to your take on the NFL and the extremely long time of games due to failed execution of instant replay and commercials. Personally, I wish the league would ditch the commercials and TV timeouts, play commercials at halftime and in between quarters, and sell advertising on the jerseys or around the field. They could further monetize by charging people to watching the games live, similar to HBO or Premier League Soccer. I also think they should sell games a la carte instead of making me buy a huge season pass. Off the rant, ditching commercials would speed up the game time and make the quality of the game better. Players would get to have so many rests throughout the game. In this scenario, players would have to put a larger focus on stamina versus strength, which would likely lead to smaller players and less injuries. What do you think?
I like the idea of fewer commercials. Who doesn't? Yeah. There's more you can do with replay and analysis. You know, maybe you could have a studio element with, you know how they do the MegaCast, right, for example, and you have the coach's film room.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is an underutilized television broadcasting idea that they could easily do for primetime games or national games on both Fox and CBS. And what I mean by that is, if it's not in the main broadcast of the game, they already have their own networks. CBS Sports Network, that shows nothing of consequence. Fox Sports 1, that shows nothing of consequence. So why not use those networks when you have the 425 America's Game of the Week and it's Packers-Cowboys, and not have, you know, the Fox crew that does the pregame show, or a couple of coaches who are X's and O's gurus, and have a secondary broadcast go on? I mean, I feel like elements that we use in college football for the games that count more than any others. Like they even experimented with it with Ohio State in the preseason this year, or week one. Whenever it was Indiana, I think it was.
Yeah, it was the first game of the year.
They did a
Ohio
MegaCast
State,
for that meaningless game.
Yeah, they did do a MegaCast, and I thought that's really bizarre. But yeah,
it's not done for the Super Bowl. I can kind of understand that because they want to keep advertising rates up, and that's a big, boon for the
All
NFL.
eyes on one place,
right? And they love, bragging about how much it costs for a 30-second spot or whatever. But I mean, why not use those other platforms to enhance the viewing experience? I mean, clearly the way these apps are going, the NFL Game Day app or the NHL app, people want advanced stats that are diehards. Why not, people like the emailer, like you, like me, offer us a little bit more if we want it, and if we don't, then we'll just keep it on the regular network.
I'll say this. It's never been a better time. There's never been a better time, save for the product itself, to be a fan of anything, especially football. Because you are now able to go into the kind of in-depth analysis and understanding of a playbook, of a formation, of a strategy that only in the past coaches had access to or understood. Like, if you're a fan of the game and you really want to understand, say, okay, what Willie Taggart's offense, there are places you can go that literally it would be like watching film. You'd be in the film room with the coaches. You can find that on the internet. You can go through everything from the verbiage to how the plays are executed and what the goals are and what you're going against and why. It is remarkable, and that's what those MegaCasts do. Yes, there are apps, there are websites, there are lots of ways to educate yourself as to what's happening and why. And that's cool, because that just simply didn't really exist, or was very hard to come by, say, from being in the room with coaches and getting an opportunity to watch film with them when I was growing up. If you're a kid now growing up and you really want in-depth understanding of the game and why things happen the way they do, man, your access to information and to go inside the huddle has never been greater because of the ability for, like you're talking about, apps and these megacasts. These things exist. They're all over the country. It's amazing.
Yeah, the hard part is if you're trying to do a web element or an app element, syncing that up is difficult.
Yeah,
it's not the same time as your television, and that's what makes that difficult, because Sunday Night Football had been doing that for a long time. Hell, the NHL on NBC, I can remember 5 years ago, where if you want to do NFL or NHL on NBC, they called it NBC Sports Extra. You would go to their website, and then they'd show you like individual player cams or a different angle if you wanted to watch, the Madden cam, if you will. You could do all of those things, but you have NBC Sports Network, and it's not playing anything at Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. It's probably playing like reruns of an outdoor show. Why don't you make that something more than it is? Because again, you can advertise to a hyper fan, which is its own demographic, and then boast the two numbers combined. I don't think you're losing listeners to offer more choices within a game.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I'm surprised it hasn't happened by now. We've been talking about this for almost 2 years, you and I have. I mean, I've thought for sure by now it would happen. Still getting caught up on emails. Jeff, email. By the way, I always love when I see the timestamp. Somebody thought to email us first thing in the morning over breakfast and coffee. They sent this email in at 6:24 in the morning. At the time that it was sent, a few days old. Here you go. Regarding Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M paid $10 million to fire a coach, Kevin Sumlin, who went 23-15 the last 3 years. They did so to guarantee $75 million to Coach Fisher, who went 25-12 over the last 3 seasons. After Fisher conceded ACC supremacy to Clemson the past 3 years, it's hard to imagine him toppling Nick Saban's Alabama empire. So what happens when he's mediocre after 3 years at A&M and they still owe him more than $50 million, all of which is guaranteed with no offset? Well, what happens is they fire him and pay him, to answer your question. They're going the gamble that you're talking about, the $75 million gamble that you think, based on your question or your observation, you think is going to blow up in his face, or their face, excuse me. You might very well be right, but understand this. I was talking to a person familiar with the kinds of money we're talking about with Texas A&M in terms of surplus. They don't care. They don't care. This is a classic case, once again, and we've used this phrase, but where they have more money than sense. They will fire him. It won't take much. If, in fact, that happens, if it plays out that way, that he's 23-15, 25-12, whatever he is over the next 3 seasons. If that's what he is, they'll fire him, and they will pay off the remaining $50 million, and they won't think twice, and they'll turn around and pay the next guy more.
Do you think that if it was middling, he would be fired after 3 years? I think if he gets middling results, he'll get a 4th or a 5th year before they decide to call it a day.
Well,
let's say he's 5-3 in SEC play on average through 3 seasons. I think they keep him.
Yeah, through 3 seasons?
Yeah.
A 4th season of that, maybe not.
Right. The 4th or the 5th year, it becomes a little bit more palatable to say, well, half the contract we'll give back to him, even though it's a ridiculous amount of money. I just don't think they'll fire him after 3 years unless he's an abject disaster.
Right. I agree with that. And listen, I don't think he's going to be an abject disaster. I think you'll see an uptick in recruiting. And, listen, when that message that no longer resonated well in Tallahassee and was beginning to fall on deaf ears from players who had tuned him out for a variety of reasons, when it goes to a new set of ears, I think it has the chance to impact them greatly in a positive way. When I describe Jimbo Fisher's problems or the problems that he'll face at Texas A&M, it isn't based on any sort of frustration or disdain or anger about the way things ended here. It's just merely that he's going to the SEC West at a place that doesn't have the same cachet of an Alabama, an LSU, or an Auburn. It's going to be, you look at that team every year. Long before Jimbo Fisher was there, I described A&M as a team that lives comfortably under the tent of suspicion. Every season we are told about how good Texas A&M is going to be, and every year they lose 3 to 4 games. That's just who they are. Can he change that? Well, that's what he's tasked with the responsibility of doing. He's got to get them to where they're not losing 3 to 4 games every single season. What I think he will do almost immediately, the kinds of games someone was losing when, like that UCLA game this year. That's absurd. They're up 30-something points. That can't happen. That will stop.
Okay, this might be a short question, but I feel like there's different ways you could go with it. When was Jimbo at his best here?
Well,
it certainly wasn't the last 4 years, but I mean, he was micromanager Jimbo for the first 3 seasons, right?
Yeah.
I think we'd all say that, but that's when that whole staff recruited on fire.
Warriors, yeah.
And what they brought in here was that 2013-2014 roster that sent just about everybody who started to the National Football League.
Yeah.
So is Jimbo the best version of himself, the one from the first few years? 2013, like by itself? Because 2014, I think we believe that's when the seeds were sown for what we've seen now in terms of culture. So when was he at his best? And then the second part of the question would be, if he is at his best and he finds that again and the message is fresh and they do have the resources, what can you reasonably expect the best version of Jimbo Fisher to be in the SEC West?
Yeah, I would actually say it's pre-2013 that he was at his best. It was when he was building the monster. It was getting wins out of a roster that wasn't transformed yet and convincing kids to come here and help be part of a championship team and change the culture and what was possible here. So it would be the years leading up, even if the records weren't what you wanted them to be, the fully engaged, fully invested, recruiting his ass off and doing everything in his power to get this turned around quickly. Jimbo Fisher, 2011, 2012, Jimbo Fisher, 2010. That's the one. That's the guy. That's the guy whose message resonated. That's the guy whose passion was obvious. And that's the guy who the players believed in, locked arms with, and helped shape a program that went on to win the national title. It's almost like 2013 – the byproduct of all of the good Jimbo stuff is 2013, because at that point, once we made a couple of minor changes on defense,
staff overhaul, yeah.
Well, but I mean, the staff overhaul, but then also personnel changes or position moves on defense, for example. I think once that happened, he got out of the way, which, by the way, you deserve a lot of credit for. You can overmanage. You can meddle with something that need not be. And the reason I bring that up is that I know the specific moment that he got out of the way because he told me. When we were talking about Jameis one day after a game, when I was interviewing him on a Sunday, it was pre-interview, and we were talking about the film he had just watched, and I was asking him questions. I would always try to mine for context. And I would ask him sometimes if he told me something, whether I could go with it or not, whether he wanted me to keep that under wraps for the protection of the player or, strategy purposes, whatever it might be. And we were talking about Jameis, and he said something very complimentary about Jameis. And he said, in terms of his football IQ and his ability to see things before they happen and his understanding at the line of scrimmage and his willingness to give him more responsibility and then trust him with it. Because it wasn't in his nature. Early on, Jimbo, who is a micromanager, and sometimes that goes way over the top, and that's not a good thing long-term, but it's not a bad thing short-term when you're trying to get things done. He didn't want to relinquish control of his baby, and his baby is that offense. We all know that. And that's why his head's in that playbook more than it's not, man. That's his baby. And Jameis proved to him where they had a dispute in a game early in the season. It wasn't the Pitt game. But early in the season, they had a dispute about something that Jameis saw on the field. And Jimbo said, "You're wrong. That's not what you were looking at, and here's why." And Jimbo's really smart, and there's no getting around that. As far as football goes, he knows football. He especially knows the X's and O's of football. And they had a knockdown drag-out. And when he pulled up the film, he saw that Jameis was right. And he basically told me that had only happened maybe a couple times in his career, ever, that a player – that he was adamantly arguing with a player about something football-related specific to a formation or a pre-snap read or whatever it might be, a coverage, okay? And in that moment, be wrong and the player be right and be really right and him know that he's got to swallow his pride in that moment and say, "I'm sorry, I was yelling at you for the wrong thing. You were right. It was that coverage, and I didn't see it. You were correct to make that read and make that throw that you did. Sorry." And then he said from that moment he knew, I'm not going to question him anymore. He's shown me too many things in practice, too many times on the field. He's made rapid-fire adjustments within the concepts of our offense and what I want to attack and why. He's checked us into right protections every time. Like he had games where he graded out at 98%. Ridiculous things, like just minuscule errors. And it was at that moment he got the hell out of the way. That was the best version of him. To know enough to know I should just step back here and let this thing that I've built dominate.
Yeah, but the interesting part about that is in order to get to that point, he had to be micromanager Jimbo.
Right. Well, and that's a fine line if you're going to be that guy, if that's how you operate. You know, maybe early on it's the kind of thing that can work because you're revamping things and you're retooling things and you know how you want that done, but that wears thin very quickly, and anybody who's ever been micromanaged knows that.
Yeah, it was an open secret that Mark Stoops was plenty happy to get the offer that he got.
Well, the entire staff that left here was plenty happy to get the hell up out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, because of that.
Yeah, he would meddle with the defensive side of practice in those years. When Pruitt got here, not so much, though.
No, he let it go because that was Saban's guy,
right.
And he trusts him implicitly.
Yeah.
If Saban hands him a guy, it's you know what? Leave him be.
So if you're an A&M fan and you want to be an optimist, then you need Jimbo to be 2010, 2011, 2012 for at least a couple of seasons to build it up to a place where hopefully he can, say whoa to himself.
Well, the question mark, first of all, he's got to find that caliber of a quarterback, which is what that's like the holy grail. You're searching for that forever. I mean, good luck.
And does he have it in him?
He's 52 now, and that is a big question to answer. It's a long-winded answer to a good email, but the answer from the Texas A&M side of things is they'll be frustrated, but it really won't matter to them. I mean, the firing of them for that amount of money is really it's nothing. They've got more money than they could possibly ever spend. Money is no object. They're going to build whatever he asked them to build. All that stuff's going to be in place. So there won't be excuses. And if it doesn't work out in 3 years, 4 years, they'll fire him. And they'll pay the next guy more. And they'll pay him off. And they'll do it without bat and eyelash. Hour number 2, fourth coming. Stay with.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Landowners, only Mahindra, the makers of the toughest utility vehicles on Earth, can give you the best year-end deal on Earth. So let us show you how to get tax savings on your new Mahindra XTV and get cash back and savings up to $2,500 on select clearance models. Plus, get a free roof and Mahindra's 3-year warranty.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough, I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Here, bud. Well, that. And I want to use that driver you got.
It's par 3, Eddie, not using the driver.
7!
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996. Games Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
Need a place to watch your favorite sporting event? Hobbit American Grill, voted best wings in Tallahassee by Tally Awards 3 years in a row. They have daily lunch specials, all under $9, happy hour drink specials, and happy hour on Friday, 2 p.m. to close. Darts are coming in January to West Pensacola Street. Hobbit American Grill keeps it local with a wide variety of locally crafted beers, plus a full bar. Hobbit American Grill, 3 locations to choose from: 400 Capitol Circle Southeast, 2020 West Pensacola Street, and 5032 Capitol Circle Southwest. Visit them online at myhobbitonline.com.
It's that time of year again where you have to shop for the naughty and the nice. Make it easy. Super Lube it and get rewarded with a free oil change. Right now, visit any of the 19 area Super Lube locations, buy 3 oil changes, and get 1 free. Keep it or give that free oil change to a car lover on your list. Hurry in and make shopping easy with a free oil change from Super Lube. You'll be glad you did.
They change more oil in just 10 minutes. Boy, this place is sure convenient. How I love to Super Lube my car, lube my car. How I love to Super Lube my car. Yes, sir.
Parker Brothers Roofing says don't play games with your roof. Protect your home and your family. The Parker Brothers tell you the truth. We'll fix your roof, 'cause it's what we do. With quality, integrity, and pride. Parker Brothers Roofing, professional every time. Stay safe and dry inside.
Hey, this is Travis with Parker Brothers Roofing. No one besides us wants to hear that you need a new roof. It's one of the biggest home improvements you have to make, and Parker Brothers Roofing understands. We now offer financing for 0% over 60 months. Yes, that's 5 years. Call us today for 5 years interest-free financing on that new roof. 656-8112. That's 656-8112, or go to parkerbrothersroofing.net.
Parker Brothers Roofing, professional every time. Stay safe and dry inside.
License number CCC 049350.
So many styles and so many gifts, and we've got doorbusters you don't want to miss. Goodies is having a one big sale all day Friday through Sunday. This holiday doorbuster gets you 50% off almost everything in-store and online. Just go online in today's deals or download our app to get your Golden Savings coupon. Then get 50% off new styles, toys, home goods, cool gifts for the family, and more. It's our last one big sale of the year, and it starts Friday. Goodies. What will new bring out in you? Goodies is part of our Sage family. Offer exclusions apply.
This is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee. ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Kevin Winter. Baseball's winter meetings continue today in Disney World, and the Miami Marlins salary dump continues as well. First it was Dee Gordon, then it was Giancarlo Stanton. Now there's been a trade for outfielder Marcell Ozuna. He's been traded to the Cardinals. This, according to multiple reports. SiriusXM was the first to have it. Ozuna spent his entire 5-year career with the Marlins. Now, granted, he only earned $3.5 million this past season, but he is arbitration eligible this offseason, and he hit .312 with 37 home runs and 124 knocked in. All told, Ozuna will not be eligible for free agency until the end of the 2020 season at the earliest. Also at the winter meetings, the Diamondbacks, they say they're willing to talk about potentially moving Zach Greinke and his salary. This, according to Buster Olney. The Texas Rangers are interested. The Diamondbacks say they have no interest in being a salary dump. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers medically cleared to play this Sunday. Now Mike McCarthy says the next step, actually preparing him to play against Carolina.
Last year, 781 people lost their lives in a drunk driving-related crash in the month of December alone. Don't become this year's statistic. Keep your seasons bright by being smart behind the wheel. Drive sober or get pulled over.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Hour number 2, Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Let me get some housekeeping done here for you so that you know what's going on. We're rolling out of here at 5 o'clock today for the bowling tournament. Some things we got to do beforehand. You do get Front Row Knowles coming up, but that's not at 5. That'll be at 6. Looking forward to it because I see they have a list they're going to be using here. They printed out for prep, Tom. 49 things you probably didn't know about Shreveport. Did you see this?
That sounds like a really fun segment.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're planning to do with it, but I saw their show prep in here, and it's 49 things you didn't know about Shreveport. Hey, I'm probably going to ruin one of them right now when I tell you that Shreveport is actually a shorter drive to Dallas than it is to New Orleans. I did not know that.
From Shreveport?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if I ruined that or not, but yeah. So they'll have stuff like that going on tonight. No, that sounds interesting. Check us out online, ESPNTallahassee.com. If you miss anything, you can go back, get caught up. All 3 hours posted upon the conclusion of the show. Today's a 2-hour edition of the show, and then we'll post that as soon as we're done. And then you can always email the show if you like. JCS at 979ESPNRadio.com. Find me on Twitter at JCameronShow. WTSM app for your mobile devices works. You were about to say something.
No. How are you feeling about bowling? I'll ask you a question that's just always at the top of my mind on a day like today. You going to hit your number? You going to hit that 180?
Oh, I don't feel 180.
Didn't you flirt with a 200 last year or the year before?
Okay.
That was 2 years ago.
So you're going to bring this up to piss me off, right?
No.
I had a 190 whatever I had, and somebody froze me. Somebody froze me by standing half on my lane like an ass, just chit-chatting away. Well, I'm in the midst of an all-time great game for me, and it froze me. It messed up my pre-shot routine.
That was a good minute to 90-second delay, too.
Oh, it was insane. Prattling on. It was crazy. Yeah, I was mad.
Well, he was having a good time.
Well, and you know what? And I thank them, just like I thank everybody else who participates in this thing, because every year we're able to do a lot of good, and I appreciate that. And so to even that gentleman who blew my chance at rolling a 200, he still at least gave to the cause and gave kids at the, why do I look up here? Oh, okay, I see. Never mind. I got nervous. You know how they have the trends for you section on Twitter?
Yeah, careful now.
No, I just like I'm looking at something bad.
I don't know.
No, but it was interesting. One of the trends was Selma Hayek. I was like, no.
Oh.
Don't tell me the great one's dead. No, it's a Harvey Weinstein thing. But
oh, geez.
Well, no, I don't think it's that either. But we're off track here. Back to the people.
The
helping
expression
out with
on
the
your
kids.
face during the delay.
I'm not good at those things. You've pointed this out over the years. You can always see when I'm stewing or on the verge of something.
But it was akin to how I envisioned like Randy Johnson would feel if
somebody stepped out of the box.
Somebody's working on a 13-pitch at bat, up 10, and he's pitching a no-hitter.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of an incredulous but trying to contain expression.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Could have fell off that one too.
Yeah.
We're up 10-0 here, Chief.
Yeah.
Take one down the heart and let's get rolling.
Let's go. I got to get back on the hill. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I don't know. My wife is always telling me, you're not good at hiding your displeasure in the moment, whether it's your anger towards the children it's over something that they haven't done that you've asked them to do, or if I'm mad at her for something, or if I'm just impatient on the road. And I don't know that I'm making whatever that face is. So I'm sure I had a look that you were laughing at.
Well, no, but it wasn't that full-on look. Now, that happens when, we're waiting in line of any kind for any reason. But the look that you had was you're trying to stay in the zone. It's like, so it was the sporting.
I was in a damn zone.
It was the old athlete in you coming out saying,
yeah.
I got to stay in the zone.
I was in a zone. I was truly in a zone. That zone that I've always been searching for when I run, that I've never found. There's never been a time where running's become easy.
Right.
Now, all these people tell me about this runner's high. It doesn't exist. They're high. It doesn't happen. But I can never find it. But I found it that night in bowling.
You did. And it would be akin to it. Now, and I don't mean this as a dig. I have not been there for this moment. You've had these moments before, but I have not seen it. It would be like if you had a 6-footer for par and you're 3 over on the 9th hole, right? So you're going to put up a 39 on the front side and the back side.
Yeah, it's going to be a big deal, yeah.
Right. You would lock in over that.
I'd need to, yeah. I would lock in over that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But then somebody decides to, step in your line or something along those ways, or the shadow. It's like it's late in the day and the shadows.
Oh, yeah. Right as I'm locked in.
Right.
And I
That's
gotta
the
back
expression.
away. Gotta
But
back
you'd
away.
still be locked in. You wouldn't even acknowledge that. The person would say, sorry, you go,
Yeah, and then you go
lock
back.
in.
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
expression you had.
Well, maybe tonight we'll let bygones be bygones. I'll get up there and I'll roll a 200 and we won't have to worry about it. But that 190, I don't even remember what I finished with. 194? I think that sounds right. I don't know if
That
that's
sounds
correct.
about right, yeah.
194. Yeah, I had my chance. And you know what? I shouldn't be so easily distracted. That's what great athletes do. They overcome that kind of adversity. And clearly at 46, I was 44 then. I don't have that in me.
The crazy thing is, you really come on in the last 2 to 3 years as a
It
bowler.
makes no sense.
I had the company record for 2 or 3 years.
You did. It makes no sense. I bowl once a year. It's at this event. Maybe twice a year because a kid has to go at least once a year. So, yeah, maybe twice a year. That's it. I'm not doing anything to get better. Something happened, a eureka moment a few years back, that if I can pull it off, I know what I have to do. It's like knowing the slot in your golf swing, figuring out exactly where the club has to be for you, body type and all, to square the club face. Now, knowing where that has to be is half the battle. Just knowing how to get there. I mean, you could spin in a circle and get it there. It doesn't really matter how it gets there so long as it gets there. But
I feel like that's how Little Sweet would swing.
spinning in a circle and then
Little Sweet hitting a 300-yard drive.
Well, anyhow, I've never been able to figure out exactly where that needs to be for me. It would be nice to know. Occasionally it happens by chance. But in bowling a couple of years ago, I found it. I know right where the slot is. And I remember when it happened. I remember I rolled a strike, and I followed it up with another strike, and I followed it up with another strike. I had the 3 strikes in a row.
Yeah,
and I went,
it's called a turkey.
Yes. And I said to myself, we're on to something here. This is where you stand. This is where your hand has to be. And if you repeat that, it's going to be a strike.
And it's all about your indicator. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's like your sight line. What arrow am I looking at?
That arrow is key.
What side of the arrow am I trying to hit here? Because it matters. You're trying to hit it right down flush or left half, right half.
I know my arrow now. I don't always get it right, but I know my arrow now. All right, none of you care about that, but you might care about this. Florida State hired a new coach. Yay! Willie Taggart has brought in his first hired gun. It's Telly Lockett. He's a Florida native. He's a guy that one might consider to be an elite recruiter. He's, connected to the Miami area. He won state titles at the helm of Miami Central High School, was an offensive coordinator at Miami Northwestern High School. He coached Devonta Freeman. He's coached Dalvin Cook, so he knows the area. He's a great recruiter. He's worked with Willie before. He worked with him at USF before going out to the Pacific Northwest to the other Oregon team, in this case Oregon State, and now he joins Willie again here in Tallahassee. Obviously, anytime you hire a tight ends coach or a running backs coach, these are the hires that you typically associate with the guy that's is going to be a big-time recruiter, and that seems to be the case.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Again, he's considered to be a great recruiter, and, the job of somebody who's working at USF is completely different and so much more difficult than it is to be working at one of the big three schools.
Yeah.
They could have as many Big Four billboards as they want, and right now that would be reserved for UCF, not USF. But, once you get to the big boy school, can you manage those expectations in the recruiting department? Like, he hasn't had a chance to recruit at a place like this is my point. So we'll see if he can get the job done with the Chief Osceola on his pullover and with Willie Taggart as his director of recruiting. But, no doubt he should be able to make a splash because he has inroads with coaches down in that part of the state.
Well, it's critical. I mean, this is everything, right? We're in the early critical stages of Willie Taggart's career at FSU, and you want to bring in guys that you can trust. You want to bring in guys that you know can do that job for you, get on the road, and bring in really elite talent, in this case from South Florida. And all signs and indicators would point to this being that guy for him. So good news as the now kind of on a daily watch for the staff assembly. I mean, that's basically what we're doing here, is trying to figure out what's what. Also, really quick, I'm going to do this now, and I'm going to do it at the end of the show. But our thanks to Gordo's tonight for feeding everybody. They help us every year, and the food's delicious. And Eddie and Dan and those guys, they're all great, and we really appreciate it. And also, we've had people step up and contribute gift cards and other items for this event tonight. Let's mention a few of those.
Yeah, well, I mean, the amounts are crazy. Several $100s in gift cards to Best Buy, to Subway, to Amazon.
It's awesome.
So, these kids, for this year, they can decide whether they want to buy something off of Amazon electronically. They want to go to the store and have the experience there. They grab a bite while they do it. And we also thank Hobbit American Grill for taking care of the winners of tonight's event. We'll see who the bowling champion is going to be. But we got some golden pins and gift cards to give the winners as well.
And Subway came through for us as well.
Buddy, that's the tip of the iceberg. That's the fun part about this event is, you see atop the table just mountains of toys. It always warms the heart, and it'll be something that every time I bring it up, I want to segue to something else.
Because you get a little bit choked up, man.
You get
it's
a little
good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we can segue to something else. It is that time of year. It is time to get it on, man. We've got a lot of fun to be had here in the coming segment, which is Bowl Swag. Giddy up. Bowl Swag time. Who's doing right by the kiddos? Who's not? New sound bites to boot. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Landowners, only Mahindra, the world's #1 selling tractor, can give you the #1 year-end deal. Let us show you how to get tax savings on the toughest tractors on earth and get up to $7,400 in discounts along with Mahindra's 7-year warranty. Plus, get an Emax 22 with mid-mower for just $134 a month.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough, I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
Your weekend started right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Saturdays at 6 a.m. with Fishing Florida Radio. Listen to the three amigos, Boudreaux, Steve Chapman, and Captain Mike Ortega as they catch you up to speed on what's new and biting in the North Florida region. Big-time guests, celebrities, interviews, and 3 hours of the fishing info you need. Fishing Florida Radio is brought to you by Sea Quarters Marina off Highway 98 in Carabel. Sea Quarters Marina, your full-service marina, and presented by Hobbit American Grill, locally owned and operated since 1978.
Landowners, only Mahindra, the world's #1 selling tractor, can give you the #1 year-end deal. Let Mahindra show you how to get tax savings on the toughest tractors on earth. And hurry in for up to $7,400 in special Mahindra cash back and savings.
North Florida and South Georgia's authorized Mahindra dealer is TNT Super Center, US 19 South in Thomasville, and at TNTSuperCenter.com.
Offer with approved credit. See dealer for details. Program restrictions may apply.
Aaron's Jolly Days just got even jollier because this Friday through Sunday only, just $5 gets you started leasing to own top brands in furniture, electronics, and appliances. Yes, just $5. And in true Aaron spirit, there's no credit needed and delivery and setup are free. Make your holiday a jolly one. Get started with just $5 at participating Aaron stores this Friday and Saturday or at Aarons.com this Friday through Sunday. Just $5 gets you started during Aaron's Jolly Days. Transaction advertises a rental purchase agreement. Some restrictions apply, so see store for details.
97.9 97.9 ESPN Radio would like to congratulate Leon High's Jackson Barber, December's male winner of the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC Cadillac High School Scholar Athlete of the Month. Jackson Barber is a 4-year starting goalkeeper on the unbeaten Leon Lions soccer team. He helped guide the Lions to a state semifinal appearance just a year ago, and this year he's 2-0 with 2 shutouts, a penalty kick stop, and was just named the Men's Wendy's High School Heisman. Jackson has been able to make straight A's his entire 4 years at Leon High. He's ranked number 5 in his senior class. Jackson is the president of the National Honor Society, treasurer of the French National Honor Society, and a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. As the December male winner of the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC Cadillac High School Scholar Athlete of the Month, Leon's Jackson Barber is now qualified as a finalist for the Dale Jr. $2,500 End of the Year Scholarship. To help support the folks at Dale Jr., check them out on the corner of Capitol Circle Northeast in Miccosukee or by visiting online at Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC Cadillac.com.
Out on the golf course, there are the obvious hazards. There's the pond, the bunker, the rough, the even rougher.
Yeah, put me down for an 8.
The giant maples. The row of houses out of bounds on the right. The angry flock of geese who've surrounded your ball. Even the occasional groundskeeper you had no clue was there. But if you think you found every possible hazard out there, think again. The hazard you missed could actually is, if you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills 1 person every hour. 1 in 5 Americans is likely to develop a form of skin cancer during their lifetime. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. It could be the save of a lifetime. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
The City of Tallahassee Utilities says 'tis the season to save energy and money. And that's why your own utilities says it's time to focus on those Energy Star appliances like clothes washers, dishwashers, refrigerators, and freezers, even pool pumps and water heaters. Rebates range from $40 to $300. AC and heat pump rebates go as high as $750. And when you buy Energy Star appliances, you save twice. You'll save when you get the rebate from the City of Tallahassee Utilities, and you'll save again on your utility bill, because it's a fact that Energy Star appliances use less energy than their non-Energy Star counterparts. So look for the Energy Star when you shop local for appliances this holiday season. Get all the Energy Star rebate details at talgov.com. Your own utilities. Click on products and services, and all will be revealed. 'Tis the season to save. Save energy and save money with the City of Tallahassee Utilities Energy Star rebates. You'll save with the rebate, and you save on your utility bill. Happy holidays from the City of Tallahassee Utilities. Your own utilities, and America's #1 public utility.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in real food. Food that's full of nutrients, naturally vivid and colorful, fresh and delicious. Food that connects you to your body, to the seasons, and to the natural world. We believe food should nourish you and help you think. It should help you feel calm, clear-headed, and strong. It should help you do more, sleep better, and wake up happier. That's food that lives up to its name. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Our favorite segments. Here we go. Well, on a day where we kind of cut it short because we're making our way over to the bowling alley to participate in also our favorite event, we wanted to marry it with one of our favorite segments, an old standby. And given that the first bowl game does take place in 3 days, yeah, you didn't miss it, guys. You guys that have been tweeting at me, emailing, you didn't miss it. It's now. It's gifts to bowl game participants time, T. Lizzie. Cue it up. Always a good one. Always a good. We can let this whole thing play. It goes on for days. Probably not a good idea. All right. Now, I know you've worked it up on the board. We've had to maneuver the sound bites based on did we keep any of the Jimbo-isms? Do we have any of those still?
Yeah, I kept because I couldn't find a good replacement for nothing outstanding.
Yeah, we're always going to have to keep that. And I think we should always keep for Jimbo, we should probably keep on the board. Anybody got debt and another body?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think those are the three.
Those are going to be timeless.
Well, another one that's timeless is Jameis No, Jameis Y.
And now we can really use, hammered right after the game.
Oh, well, yeah. We would have used that even if he hadn't been our head coach if we were aware of it.
We did use it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was too good. All right, so we begin with the lowest of the low, although I always think that's the St. Petersburg Bowl. To me, the St. Petersburg Bowl is the lowest of the low, and I'm rather fond of St. Petersburg, but it just never felt right. Wasn't that the Beefle Brady's Bowl for a while?
Yes, it was, yeah.
It's not going to get it done. We start with the R&L Carriers Bowl. That is in New Orleans. It is the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, and as you can imagine, if you're playing in your bowl game on December the 16th at 1 o'clock, probably didn't have a banner year.
No.
Not really a great, swag participant, I wouldn't think.
Did you even get in the 15 practices? Do you have time?
By the way, I don't even know who's playing in the bowl. What I did was I listed, is that the...
Is that the Georgia State and Western Kentucky one?
You know what? Pull that up while I'm giving... I've got the
damn it, I got the button bar.
Here, I'll pull it up. I should at least know the combatants.
If I got that with Georgia State and Western Kentucky, I'll be proud, but that's probably not the same bowl.
I don't think that's the same bowl. Is this the one with... I don't know. I just don't know.
It looks like it's Troy and North Texas.
Troy and North Texas?
That's correct. Troy and North Texas.
I'm going to watch that game. All right. So
that's 10-2 Troy.
Yeah, now I've got the matchups in front of me. I've got both. Now we're good. It is. The other game that's on that's in Atlanta at noon, the Celebration Bowl.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's North Carolina A&T and Grambling State. Is Grambling State when did they add the state? Hasn't it? It was always Grambling, right?
I don't know.
When did they add the state?
When did Kent go from Kent to Kent State and back and forth, all that stuff?
I don't know. I don't like it. I think Grambling should just be Grambling. I don't. You don't need to add the state. All right. Anyhow, R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. We've got at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. You get a Fossil watch and a gift suite. That's it. That's what you got.
Nah, nothing outstanding.
Yeah, that's too easy for you. I mean, these early ones are pretty much going to be that, I would think. All right. The Auto Nation Cure Bowl to be played in Orlando Camping World Stadium. You know about this one. This is Georgia State, Western Kentucky.
Okay, I got a matchup right.
You did get that matchup right. Here's what Georgia State and Western Kentucky can expect to receive. They'll get a backpack, a warm-up suit, a jacket, and a dry-fit long-sleeve shirt.
Holy Jesus. What the is that?
I mean, that's the worst we've ever given out.
Here's your tracksuit. You only get about 9 of those for being a college athlete.
And you get a dry-fit shirt. Come on now, Tom. And don't forget to put that dry-fit shirt in your backpack.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
All right, 3:30, December 16th. Now, one of the cool things that you get is just the invite to the Las Vegas Bowl itself. If you're going to Las Vegas, which is Boise State, Oregon, I might add, good game. If you're going to Las Vegas, that's cool in and of itself. Yeah! Sam Boyd Stadium, you get the gift suite. All right. Rock'em Socks. That's what they're known as. That's the brand name.
Okay.
Rock'em Socks, a beanie, and a backpack.
For the love of God!
Not just screwing, Mitch.
That is ruthless. Oregon and Boise State aren't getting a damn thing.
Couldn't they give you like a $200 chip to a local casino?
You know what they ought to do? Instead of giving you some Rock'em Socks and a beanie, throw a wet towel in your face.
Holy Jesus.
And that's just wrong. That's just wrong. That's ruthless. All right. The Gildan, New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque, New Mexico, between Marshall and Colorado State. Looks like this. Gift suite, Oakley sunglasses, Oakley 5-speed backpack. I don't know what a 5-speed backpack is. What's that?
Depending upon how fast you want to walk or run.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's a backpack. Okay, yeah, you're making that. I didn't know. I thought it was a kid thing that I was unaware of. You get a lit tumbler. A lit tumbler. What do they just fill it with booze? What are we doing here? Here's your lit tumbler.
It's lit now.
Drink up, kids. You get a beanie and a Gildan Stadium blanket. Wait. They're not done. In addition to the blanket, they're going to give you a fidget spinner. You also get a fidget spinner.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
Basically, the Gildan New Mexico Bowl just told their combatants, why don't you go to hell? That's what you can do.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
Here's your fidget spinner on the way. Ruthless.
Not enough. Need a lot of work. Need to get a lot better.
December the 16th, 8 p.m., Montgomery, Alabama. Raycom Media Camilla Bowl. This is a game in, as I said, Montgomery, Middle Tennessee State, Arkansas State, your matchup there. Yeah, 8 p.m. prime time, Tom. Yeah, let's get it on. Right there in Montgomery, Alabama, where they'll give you a gift suite, a Fossil watch, a duffel bag, a beanie, and an autographed football. Doesn't say by whom.
Holy Jesus. What the is that?
Yeah, not much. Enjoy Montgomery, everybody. Boca Raton Bowl. Well, you get to go down to Boca Raton and play at Howard Schnellenberger Field at FAU Stadium in Boca Raton. That's going to be FAU.
Right, a home game. What BS that is for the opponent.
And Akron. Akron's the opponent.
Akron's like, what the hell?
The Zips taking it down to FAU's home stadium. And here's what you get. This is pretty funny. You get an online gift suite and an assortment of bowl branded items.
Not enough. Need a lot of work. Need to get a lot better.
Does that take the cake? Is that better? Is that worse than the dry fit shirt, the hat, and the jacket with the warm-up pants?
No, because maybe the online gift suite, is like Amazon or something,
Yeah.
It's like, here's your Boca pin.
It's branded, buddy. The Frisco Bowl in Frisco, Texas, between SMU and Louisiana Tech. This is the Frisco Bowl. Never heard of it. Takes place, yes, in Frisco, Texas. Not Frisco as in San Fran, but Frisco, Texas.
No, there's no
We're
saintly
going to
nature.
the Frisco Bowl. We are? California? Northern California? No, Frisco, Texas.
Holy Jesus.
The Frisco Bowl doesn't give a damn about your feelings. They don't give gifts. You get nothing.
What?
You get nothing. You get to go to Frisco, Texas and play a football game.
For the love of God!
That's what you get. Enjoy Frisco, everybody.
For the love of God!
Brutal.
For the love of God!
I don't think Frisco Bowl is going to make it. I mean, what can we do? We got to pare down expenses, Ted. We can't give the kids anything. Well, surely we got to give the kids something. No, I'm not giving them nothing but a chance of a lifetime to play a football game in Frisco, Texas.
We can give them a jersey patch and a helmet sticker.
That's what they get. All right, so in St. Pete, Tropicana Field, the Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl, as it's now known.
Impressive.
Yeah, I guess. Hey, have you seen the Gasparilla Music Festival announcement?
Yeah, they got Spoon.
Yeah,
and
Father John Misty.
Father John Misty.
Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. We're going.
Okay,
that's good.
That's
times.
March 10th, 11th. Yeah,
I'm there, buddy. We're going. Good times. I saw that. I went, all right, I'm in. That's Temple and FIU, if you're wondering at home. And you get a gift suite, an Oakley backpack, and a neck pillow.
Holy Jesus.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
You get a neck pillow. The Bahamas Bowl. All right, taking it down to Nassau, are we?
Well, by itself, that's much, much better than Frisco.
Better than Frisco, Texas.
Montgomery.
Sure. Yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe not better than Boca Raton, but better than those other places you just mentioned. UAB and Ohio are the participants in this Bahamas Bowl, and you get to go to Nassau, where you can gamble legally, so I would like that.
Oh, it's incredible!
A gift suite. iSlide sandals. Put the iSlides on your feet. A drawstring backpack and a beach towel.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
Again, I think they figure you're going to Nassau, man. That's that's your gift.
They couldn't even get you the heavy backpack.
I like that.
It's the tote bag.
That's brutal, isn't it? The Boise, Idaho Potato Bowl, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl in Boise at Albertson Stadium. That always makes me laugh. I make fun of that. Wyoming and Central Michigan taking it over. Yeah. They play at Albertson Stadium. I'm sorry, Albertsons. I know you're never going to sponsor me, and I thought you were largely gone out of business. But you are doing fine. You apparently, are the sponsor there in Boise.
Nah, nothing outstanding.
No. And I miss Albertsons. Just because as a kid they had a lot of things.
They took away my Jewel Osco in Clearwater. I'm not a big Albertsons guy.
No,
they took over the Jewel Osco.
Well, here's what I know about Albertsons. When I was a kid, the Albertsons was a lot better than any Albertsons you see now. They had records. They had tobacco for pipes. They had candy aisles for days, all out in front of the Atari 2600 right there. They had all the games. So this one section was like a bin of sin. It was awesome. I bought a Black Sabbath double live album there when I was 10 years old while my stepdad bought tobacco for his pipe and then got me candy. Woo! America was a better place.
Didn't you steal something from there?
Albertsons? No, I stole something from... Have I ever told the story on air? Did you just out me?
No, there was a grocery store you took something from.
But I don't know that
Boba Fett?
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I don't think it was Albertsons.
It's a different story.
We'll
it was
keep
one
that
of the
one. Other times that I took something.
Last week at Publix.
No. All juvenile delinquent kids.
You know how expensive water softener is?
Yeah, no, I did steal a Boba Fett from a Kmart.
Oh, Kmart.
It was a Kmart, yeah. It's almost like they want you to steal.
Nah, nothing outstanding.
Yeah. And I got made to go back because I got busted. I played with the thing after I got in the car like a dumbass. Yeah, and I had to go back and apologize.
That's not what you do.
No, it's not what you do. Yeah, I wanted that Boba Fett badly, and my mother said no. I said, well, we're not leaving here without Boba Fett.
That really sounds like something your sons would do, too. Well, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, you're not going to buy me?
Right.
I mean, what are we doing?
Clark, we have pockets. Let's use them.
Bryce could probably say something like that. Yeah. So Dad's not going to buy us Boba Fett. Okay. All right. So we're playing that game, are we? All right. Dad, don't you need to go down whatever aisle you need to go down?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be right back. So Boise, Idaho, you get Oakley sunglasses, Under Armour backpack.
That's not what you do.
And a beanie.
That's not what you do.
Birmingham Bowl, Birmingham, Alabama. That is December the 23rd at noon. And Birmingham is what bowl game? USF and Texas Tech, Tom.
Okay.
Man, take the over. I don't even know what it is, 150? I mean, that's a lot of...
If USF cares. They have a problem with the old caring
thing. Yeah. Well, this is hard when you're in your pools, right? You don't know. It's a tough deal. They're going to give you Oakley sunglasses and a beanie. That's,
Holy Jesus.
Yeah.
That's it?
Most of these, I think, is implied, save for the one in Texas where they just said to hell with this bowl. It's implied. I think everybody gets a gift suite. Like, okay. I'm looking on here, everybody gets a gift suite.
Man, they should really have the denominations available for us to
I agree, because a gift
judge.
Suite, a random gift suite could be like you get $5. Well, what the hell's that going to do me?
Right. Or it could be $100, but it's a sharper image one. It's like, well, what can I get?
Yeah.
That's like a gum dispenser.
But if you get like $1,000 and you're, in the gift suite, you're buying a flat screen or something, all right, that's a hell of a gift suite.
Brookstone Pez. $79.95.
I would guess that the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, which is played in Fort Worth, Texas, and we've been to Fort Worth. It's a town with money. I'm going to guess that in Fort Worth, that game, by the way, is between Army and San Diego State on December the 23rd, the Armed Forces Bowl. You knew
they have a flyover?
Yeah, but I also think that they have, because they better do. Yeah, they don't even tell you. I knew it. I knew they were going to do that. They don't want to reveal what they have. They have a gift suite. Hell.
That's not what you do.
Man, it's the Armed Forces Bowl. You know how much sacrifice these guys who, presumably every year you're going to have Army or Navy or somebody or Air Force or whatever. Yeah. You come on, man. You got it. You know what it should say? Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, and then underneath it should have the gifts, hookers. Just like that's what it says.
Oh, it's incredible.
And an AR-15.
Yeah, that's what you get. The Dollar General Bowl.
This was a good one last year.
Okay, so we were stunned because I went ahead and made fun of Dollar General because it's Dollar General.
Right.
That's why. Anyhow, so Dollar General.
Here's a $10 gift certificate.
I assumed with the Dollar General you were getting like knockoff fruit roll-ups or something. You know, I mean, like that's whenever you go there, that's what you get.
These are Fruit Roll Loops.
Yeah.
These are the loops.
When you go in there, that's why they're
These
$1.
aren't Fruit Loops cereal or Fruit Roll-ups. These are just the Fruit Roll
and
Loops.
there's certainly no fruit involved in this.
Right.
We call them that, but it's just some sort of material.
It's cardboard with
some
dye.
It's a buck. What do you want from us? Anyhow, so that game, the Dollar General Bowl, is fittingly played in Mobile, Alabama, at Ladd Peoples Stadium. And but once again, the folks at the Dollar General, feeling bad about who they are, decide to overdo it. You get an Amazon Echo,
okay,
right off the bat. You wouldn't
This
expect.
must be my damn f***ing lucky day.
Yeah, that's right. You walk into a Dollar and you got the Amazon Echo. You get Maui Jim sunglasses. I had Maui Jim sunglasses until I ran them over. Remember that?
And what'd you think?
I loved them.
This must be my damn f***ing lucky day.
Timely Watch Company watch. You get a watch? Tom's not big on the watches. I like watches. I'd be all right with that. And then they throw in, just for fun and games, here's a little Wilson football. We're going to give you a football, which, you know.
Yeah, but overall.
It's about the Amazon Echo, buddy. That's what it's about. The Amazon.
It's incredible.
I agree with that. The Hawaii Bowl on Christmas Eve. You're going there to Honolulu. That doesn't. Fresno State and Houston, no doubt happy about that, I would guess. You've got electronics gift suite.
Okay.
Oakley backpack and sunglasses. Tory Richard Aloha shirt. A beach towel. Surf trunks. And a T-shirt. Yeah! Because you're in Hawaii?
Well, and it's an electronics gift suite. There you go.
Okay.
That's better than a standard gift suite. It's like, here's your, 3-flavored popcorn tin in the regular gift suite.
The Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl this year. I did not realize this was an actual game. The day after Christmas. This is West Virginia and Utah. Actually, a very nice matchup. That's an enjoyable game to watch, West Virginia and Utah.
I feel like Fox is televising that game.
Probably. Feels like that.
Feels like a game Fox would televise.
Anything second rate.
Right.
It's on Fox.
Yeah.
That's usually the way I figure it.
It's like we're playing. It's like, what's on Fox? Oh, West Virginia, Utah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to watch that game. It'll just be a bad announced team.
Probably watch it over ours, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
That game is, you get a football.
Okay.
And a gift suite.
That's where we're starting with the football,
Start with the football. That's not
Holy Jesus.
Now, I'm going to give the people at the Quick Lane Bowl an awful lot of credit in Detroit. They know they're taking your ass up to Detroit on the 26th of December, and there's nothing good about that. Detroit in and of itself is whatever, but the 26th, you don't want to be in Detroit. And this is a game between Duke and Northern Illinois, fittingly.
Ooh.
Yeah, not a game that you want to watch, really.
Oh, my.
Duke and Northern Illinois. We'll see if Duke can bring home a win for the ACC. I don't know. It's a little iffy deal. But I'm going to give them credit. Because, a lot of times when they give a gift card, Tom, they don't like to disclose how much the gift card is. Not these guys. They're giving you a Best Buy gift card valued at $175.
Impressive.
Okay. And on top of it, you get a JBL Bluetooth headphones.
Impressive.
Life-size fathead decal, which these are grown-ups. I don't know why they would do that.
Nothing outstanding.
No. I don't know. I don't have backpacks. If I did, I would maybe know how to say this. Is this Ogio?
Oh, God, I don't know.
Backpack. You get a mini helmet. You get a hoodie. You get workout shorts. And you get a winter hat.
Impressive.
Overall impressive.
Overall, again, taking you to Detroit, you got to do something. As opposed to taking you out to Phoenix at Chase Field for the Cactus Bowl, 9 o'clock that same night on ESPN. That game is UCLA and Kansas State. And they get to be in Phoenix, which is lovely this time of year. You get a Yeti cooler and tumbler. You get a Fossil watch. You get a hat. You get a JBL Flip 4 speaker and a blanket.
I feel like offensive linemen may like that package a little bit more than the rest of the team with the Yeti cooler.
I think that's probably
and
right.
tumbler.
I
That's
think
all I'm
that's
going to
pretty
say.
funny. Yeah, I got you. Yeah! Walk-Ons Independence Bowl. Not expecting much for our boys in Shreveport.
Walk-ons?
It's called the Walk-Ons Independence Bowl. Name alone should probably be rethought. Gift suite, a timely watch, a New Era skull cap.
That's not what you do.
No. Welcome to Shreveport. Here's a watch and a cap.
For the love of God!
Have fun. Enjoy Shreveport.
Is that ours?
Yes.
Oh.
They're getting a watch and a hat.
For the love of God!
And a trip to Shreveport.
For the love of God!
New Era Pinstripe Bowl in the Bronx, Yankee Stadium. New Era products. That's what they give you. Just a bunch of New Era products in the Bronx between Boston College and Iowa. Is there a better game than Boston College, Iowa? It's going to be 3-3 in the best possible way in the fourth quarter.
I feel like that should be a fixed matchup as the undercard for Army-Navy. It's like there's your noon kick is Boston College, Iowa.
And then we build it on.
And then at 4 p.m. it's Army-Navy.
I feel like Boston College and Iowa should be permanent combatants. They ought to play every single season.
Woo!
Right? I mean, I'm getting pumped at the beginning. When's the BC-Iowa game this year? Wouldn't you be pumped about
the
that?
The over-under's 23.5 this year. That's a score fest.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Now, here's what would be better. Going to Santa Clara, California, as long as it's not on fire. Because Santa Clara, where I've been, is awesome. The Foster Farms Bowl is being played there, and that is Arizona and Purdue. Did you know Purdue made a bowl? Good on you, Jeff Brom.
Yes, I did, because you give us weekly Purdue updates.
I do. I like Purdue. I wore my Purdue shirt this week. Anyhow, that game is in Santa Clara. Awfully nice. Again, you get a Fossil watch. Sony Extra Bass noise-canceling headphones.
Nice. This must be my damn lucky day.
A coin, $25 Apple iTunes gift card, and a Timbuktu backpack.
Impressive.
Yeah, pretty impressive. The noise-canceling headphones.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Hey, let me ask you something. So I know your lady friend got the silencing treatment with the headphones.
Yeah, she
recently.
got the Sony ones.
Right. Now, they're all really good when you get up above $200. That's just the way
I think they were $350, something like that.
That's right. All right. So I was trying on the latest Bose 25 or 30, whatever they're called, noise canceling, and I tried on those Sonys. What made her choose the Sony over the Bose?
She said that the $100 to $150 price difference it didn't pass the test.
Okay.
She says it's not that much better. In fact, she feels like the Sony's canceled out more noise. But either way.
Even if they don't, yeah.
If it's
$100 more noise canceling.
It's like that annoying Sprint campaign. It's like, for 1% better, why don't spend half as much?
Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. I just was wondering because I'm really thinking about getting a pair. All right, we got to rapid fire this sucker. Let's do this thing. You get the Academy Sports Outdoors Texas Bowl. You get a gift suite, Academy Sports Outdoors gift card, an Adidas duffel bag, and a belt buckle.
Holy Jesus.
Not much.
What the is that?
It's the belt buckle.
Yeah, Military Bowl presented by the Northrop Grumman. Whatever that is, that's at Jack Stevens Field.
They blow something up pregame.
You get them Rock'em socks and Under Armour beanies.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
My God.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
Just screw the military all
Not
the
just
time,
screwing,
man.
Mitch.
That's just crazy. Camping World in Orlando, $400 Best Buy player shopping trip, and a
We're calling it the $400 trip every year.
It's huge every year. That is Oklahoma State and Virginia. So when they got the invite to the Camping World Bowl there, they were like, yeah!
Woo!
San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl, Qualcomm Stadium in beautiful San Diego.
They dropped the poinsettia? What the hell?
Yeah, they did. They got rid of it. San Diego's awesome. And speaking of which, we had a wonderful gift sent in from our fellow Noel in San Diego.
Yeah, Christopher S.
Good job,
Thanks,
buddy.
man.
Good work, man. For the kids tonight, we will be handing that over. San Diego, you get a gift suite, a Fossil watch, and a backpack. You don't get much.
Nah, nothing outstanding.
But here you go. At the Valero Alamo Bowl on the 28th in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome, you get an Amazon Echo. You get a $175 Amazon gift card to go with. You get a watch, Rock'em socks, and a team photo.
This must be my damn lucky day.
Agreed. Belk Bowl, Charlotte, North Carolina. Shopping trip to Belk's.
Every year we debate. I think that's actually not terrible. But you always think it's Belk.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Come on.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how much you get. I mean, you can go anywhere. You can throw me in a place I don't like Walmart, and if you give me $500,
you're walking out with a lot of stuff.
I'm walking out with a lot of stuff. Right? A lot of useless things that are going to break pretty soon. But
2 40-inch televisions, a weapon.
True. I saw a television the other day at Walmart, brand name, 55-inch for $389.
What?
I almost bought it on principle.
Gently used for 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Franklin American Mortgage, Music City Bowl, Nashville, Gift Suite, Fossil Watch.
That's it?
That's what you got.
For the love of God!
Arizona Bowl, Gift Suite, Watch, Beanie.
For the love of God!
Cotton Bowl in Arlington, Texas. They won't tell you.
Jerry never talks.
Never talks.
Yeah.
You know what he's getting them. Tax Slayer Bowl in Jacksonville. Trip to the landing. Cigarettes and wings. No, you get Gift Suite and a Fossil Watch.
For the love of God!
A lot of chintzy stuff going on here today. Liberty Bowl in Memphis. Cool. Get to go to Memphis. Good place. Bass Pro Shops shopping trip.
Holy Jesus. What the is that?
You do get a Bulova watch, and those are nice. You get some Nike shoes and sandals along with a backpack.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
Doesn't feel good.
Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah,
maybe I'll go see Mike Golick while I'm there.
PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. You get a PS4. Okay. You get a Fossil Watch and a backpack.
Impressive.
That is impressive. I agree with that.
PS4s are expensive.
They are, and they kick ass. It's a good gift. Capital One Orange Bowl, you get a Tornado watch. It's an expensive watch. You get an ice shaker water bottle and a Life brand hat. You don't get much.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
Oh, the Orange Bowl is like, that's awful. The Outback Bowl in Raymond James Stadium, Tampa. You get a watch. You get a ring. You get a $125 Best Buy gift card. You get an Outback Steakhouse gift card and a hat.
Impressive.
Close. That's right. That's on the low end of impressive.
That's not what you do.
It's one of those. Peach Bowl, Atlanta, $300 Visa gift card.
Impressive.
Ultimate Ears Wonder Boom Bluetooth speaker and a watch.
This must be my damn lucky day.
I'm with you, buddy. The Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Again, you get a $400 Best Buy player shopping trip and a watch.
That's what you do.
Oh, it's incredible.
Good work, Citrus Bowl. You guys got it down in Orlando. You know what you're doing.
They
there.
doubled down. They got the 2 bowls, same location, but you always get good stuff.
Good stuff. The Rose Bowl game in the playoffs in Pasadena, you get a watch, a backpack, a New Era 950 snapback adjustable hat.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
Other playoff game is in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. You get to go to New Orleans. That's good because I hope you enjoy that because you get a watch and a hat.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
Yeah, the national championship game, you get a, quote, iconic gift, i.e. the national championship trophy. That's what they're giving you, the right to play for the whole damn thing. And that, my friends, is a look around bowl gift season. In totality, I guess we're saying what? Orlando was the winner?
Orlando kicks ass. The Dollar General held it down again. Detroit was okay this year.
Yeah, Detroit did okay.
And then we had belt buckle alert.
I think, given what the reputation of the Dollar General is, that in a weird way, they're the winners. You would never expect Dollar General. I mean, I thought they were going to say a pack of gum.
Yeah, they're repeat offenders. That's 2 years in a row. Dollar General has been
pretty up.
And next November, when we set it up for this year, 2018, you'll say, the Dollar General Bowl.
And you're going to go, hold on, they're solid as a rock. Think of that. They've get off the backs of poor people everywhere. They're able to grab and give you the best present imaginable.
Well, and Lord knows what their CEO makes for putting the bowl together.
Yeah, loving life, man. He's laughing at the folks in the food desert. All right, good work out of you. Good work, Matthew. By the way, everybody who's participating tonight or dropped things off or just continues to contribute and help us out every year for the kids of the Guardian ad litem, thank you so much. We really, really do appreciate it. It's our favorite event of the year.
Our thanks to Hobbit American Grill for providing some gift cards for the winning team tonight. And, of course, our thanks always to Eddie and Gordo's for catering the event.
Gordo's does it right every year. We're so thankful. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Gordo's. And thank all of you. Much love. We'll talk to you on Friday. We're off tomorrow. Talk to you on Friday. Looking forward to it. Take care, everybody. Our favorite segments. Here we go. Well, on a day where we kind of cut it short because we're making our way over to the bowling alley to participate in also our favorite event, we wanted to marry it with one of our favorite segments, an old standby. And given that the first bowl game does take place in 3 days, yeah, you didn't miss it, guys. You guys that have been tweeting at me, emailing, you didn't miss it. It's now. It's gifts to bowl game participants time.